Hello everybody, it's Max McAllister back with another episode of Cycle with Max. Today I'm going to give a tip for do-it-yourselfers and who want to work on their own bikes but aren't really familiar with handling tools to a great extent, and we're going to talk about bicycle-related torque wrenches. So one of the big problems for people that are unfamiliar with working on their own bikes is just how tight to tighten a fastener. And there's no way to learn that really without a tremendous amount of experience. So, but if you want to work on your own bike, there's a simple way to make sure that you don't screw it up. So again, a beginner might think, oh, if I got to make my handlebar tight, I got to really crank this bolt around, and then you risk breaking the bolts or stripping expensive parts out on your bike, or potentially having them so tight that they break while you're riding the bike, not in your shop. So to have all the hardware properly torqued on the bike is a big deal, and there's a couple of ways to do it, from simpler to fancy, but and those are with bicycle torque wrenches. So come here, I'll show you kind of what these look like. This would fall into the fancy category here. I'm showing you a couple from Park Tool Company. A bigger wrench like this will have a broader range and be able to suit more advanced mechanic and repair jobs. But for the normal person, there's several torque wrenches like this one out on the market. I just looked a moment ago. This is $43. Readily available everywhere at your local bike shop or Amazon or wherever you want to shop. And what this comes with is an assortment of bits that are common to a bicycle. And you just simply select the bit you need for the bolt you need to tighten, slide it into a slot. And then there's a head on it that has a reading and some numbers. Now, a lot of nicer bikes these days will have the required torque value printed right on the component. So let's look at this stem, for instance. It says 6 Newton meters. And now on this, I hope it shows up on the thing. We're kind of looking at the chrome here. So if you see those numbers, those are Newton meters of torque. And so for instance, this stem asks for 6, and I'm kind of old and blind, I can't see. So I got it set to 6 there. So now what you do is you simply take the tool, and this is what you're going to turn. You'll turn it, and when the fastener gets tight, it's going to click and make a very obvious click and skip. Let me tighten them both here equally. All right, so get ready for this. You'll hear it click, see that? And then we're gonna hit this one. That click, all right? Once it's done that, there's no need to check it. It's all set, but if you want to check it again, you'll see it won't tighten the bolt anymore. So what this tool does is it prevents you from over-tightening bolts, which is the most common problem. It's very rare you're gonna find somebody who under-tightens a bolt. Now, this is particularly important for carbon components, which are common on most modern road bikes and even mountain bikes at this point in time these days. So if you have a carbon steer tube, you can crush it if you over tighten it. You can crack your frame, crush your seat tube, your carbon seat tube, if you're over tightening your seat post clamp. So you can crush carbon handlebars and do damage to them. Of course, you don't want your handlebars breaking off in your hands. So if you're unfamiliar, this is a tool that you can buy that will effectively last you indefinitely. It'll cover the major metric hardware on any common bike nowadays, and it just makes sure that your bike is properly assembled and safe for you to ride down the road. All right, so this is Max. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll look forward to making more videos for you in the near future.